own husband alive.
Will gets his story out. It could be the end of Laura's career.
I need to hire you as my lawyer. Is that the reason I was recruited? Why do you want me to stay so bad? You can't be here to fight for them? Then I'm gonna do it for him.
Can we please just wrap up this Willow and Drew mess already? Willow is painfully naive, and honestly, she deserves to lose everything, including her kids. And Drew, just plain gross. This storyline is dragging, and I'm beyond over it. Carly, do us all a favor and handle this. Speaking of things that need fixing, can we talk about Michael? They should really consider a recast and bring him back, if only to finalize his divorce from Willow and settle custody. At this point, that's the only logical move. And while we're at it, let's ship Drew and Willow off to DC permanently. No one's going to miss them. Also, is anyone else wondering if Emma is secretly working for the WSB? Because that would actually be interesting for once. Now, on to the Christina disaster. If Alexis swoops in to clean up yet another mess her daughter caused, Molly should just cut ties with both of them. Christina deserves to face real consequences. Ferncliff, Pentonville, take your pick. Either way, Alexis needs to stop babying her and let her actually deal with the fallout for once. And can we talk about Willow still wearing her wedding rings from Michael? I really hope Carly notices. Tracy's already made a move to reclaim Leela's ring, so let's speed this up. Oh, and now they're floating the idea that Drew isn't actually Drew. He's Shiloh in disguise? That's why he's all over Willow? If this turns into another cult storyline, it better be at least halfway entertaining. But now, with kids in the mix, it's just a whole new level of dangerous. Lastly, I wasn't originally on board with a Michael recast because Chad Duell is fantastic, but let's be real, he seems to have moved on. If he's not coming back anytime soon, or at all, it's time to start looking for someone new. Michael is too important to the story to keep him in limbo. Judging by how often they're mentioning him, a recast might be happening sooner rather than later. It won't be easy filling Chad's shoes, but it's gotta be done. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. I still don't trust Brennan because, let's be real, he's the definition of a snake in the grass. Just wait until Carly finds out he has Joss working for the WSB. That'll be a show. Carly will chew him up and spit him out without even breaking a sweat. Speaking of Carly, she should have knocked Willow's blocks off, and then some. Sasha hit the nail on the head. Willow has officially rejoined a cult. Only this time, it's not Dawn of Day, it's the Dawn of Drew. Willow is basically Drew's puppet, dancing on his strings while he plots revenge on the Quartermaines, Sonny, Curtis, basically anyone who looks at him the wrong way. And yet, somehow, Carly is the villain for protecting her children. The hypocrisy is astounding. Fans are so quick to bash Carly, while conveniently forgetting how the writers love to gloss over major crimes just to make certain villains look good. Are we just ignoring Nina and Drew's little hookup right after Carly and Drew split, skipping past Ava attempting to kill Nicholas only to turn around and play nice with Laura? How about Ava blackmailing Nicholas for cash, or teaming up with Valentin to mess with Sonny's meds? Oh, and let's not forget Rick, helping Ava while taunting Christina, his own niece, just to protect Molly and help Ava keep Avery from Sonny, the father she swears isn't fit to raise her, despite the fact that she's never even with her kid. And fine, let's say we accept that Drew and Willow just fell in love, gross, but whatever. The real issue is all the shady, underhanded things Drew is doing. Why can't Willow see it? The man straight up lied to the police about Jason. Has she conveniently forgotten that Jason was the one who saved her from an actual cult? Nina just needs to drop the truth bomb and put an end to this nonsense. Honestly, I'm starting to think the writers want us to hate Willow and Drew so much that we won't even care who plays Michael, as long as he comes back to shatter their little fantasy world, because at this point, Willow and Drew are the most irredeemable characters on daytime TV. Oh, but please tell me more about how weak Nina is. Because clearly, it takes no strength whatsoever to stand there and not rip Carly apart after that no comment. Any other time, Nina would have gone full-blown savage on Carly, but she didn't. And why is that? Well, maybe because she actually has some self-control, or, I don't know, because she and Carly had a deal. But of course, why bother following the actual storyline when it's so much easier to just bash Nina? Carly and Nina agreed. Nina plays good cop, and Carly, well, plays herself. Cujo. That's why Nina just stood there and took it. She's still trying to help Willow, even though Willow seems determined to make every bad decision possible. Speaking of which, that entire argument with Carly and Willow could have been wrapped up in 5 seconds if Nina had just blurted out that she and Willow were sleeping with Drew at the same time. But no, because apparently Carly still has no clue about that little detail. Is this ever going to come out, or are we just going to keep pretending it never happened? Not that it even matters at this point. If the truth about Nina's short-lived fling with Drew ever does come out, it won't change a thing. Willow's too far gone, Michael's too deep in denial, and Drew? Oh, he'll just twist it around to make Nina look like the villain again, and she'll lose Willow all over again. Because let's face it, Willow is being manipulated, and she's too blind to see it. And tell me if I'm wrong here, but when Willow told Carly there were already problems in her marriage to Michael, wasn't everything fine? Next thing we know, she's suddenly got the hots for Drew. Michael even stood by her side when she wanted to go back to nursing, but sure, let's all pretend like he's the bad guy now. Also, what exactly happened to Nina's so-called plan with Carly? Because all she seems to be doing is coddling Willow and refusing to tell her the truth. But no, she's the weak one, right? And let's talk about Drew for a second, because wow, he was really out of line today. Telling Carly that if Michael has something to say, he should stop hiding behind his mommy? Seriously? No compassion whatsoever for the fact that Michael literally has burns over 40% of his body. Classy Drew, real classy. Oh, and remember how Willow supposedly hadn't told the kids yet that she and Michael were splitting up. Funny, because now she's moved them into Drew's house. So is she planning on sleeping in a separate bedroom? Or are we just going to gloss over the part where Wiley's going to start asking why she's suddenly sharing a bed with Uncle Drew? And let's not forget Drew's final masterpiece of the day, calling Carly out for sleeping with family members. Because, you know, he would never. Except for the part where he literally slept with both a mother and daughter. But sure, let's all act shocked and offended. It looks like things are about to explode at the nurses' ball this year, literally and figuratively. I'd bet anything that's when the whole Nina or Drew or Willow mess finally unravels. And when Willow realizes everyone's been right about Drew this whole time, oh, she's going to feel like the biggest fool on the planet. Speaking of karma, it's got a twisted sense of humor. Brad thought he could manipulate Portia with his usual dirty tricks, but now the tables have turned and he's the one sweating. Guess he didn't see that one coming. Meanwhile, Diane said it best. Alexis needs to have Christina committed. At this point, it's the only way to get out of this disaster in one piece. And can we take a moment to appreciate Carly for finally saying what we've all been thinking? Wiley isn't technically Willow's. Michael gave her that gift, and what does she do? Completely misuse it by shacking up with his dad's uncle. Seriously, yuck. Honestly, I have no clue how Willow justifies any of her actions. If anyone needs a one-way ticket to the psych ward, it's her. And let's talk about that last comment Drew made before the commercial break. Either he had something to do with the explosion at Sunny's penthouse, or he just never actually cared about Michael at all. Either way, he and Willow are both completely unbearable. Oh, and since Carly wants to play the Wiley isn't yours biologically card, let's not forget, Sunny isn't Michael's biological father either. If we're going there, let's go all the way. I genuinely don't understand why so many fans are calling for Carly's exit. She's a core part of the show and an incredible actress alongside Sunny and Jason. The show wouldn't be the same without her, like, at all. Meanwhile, Shiloh's very much dead body was fished out of the water after Sam shot him in the back with a flare gun. Willow even identified his corpse at GH. So unless we're suddenly introducing the undead to the show, Drew is not Shiloh. Let's all take a deep breath. And yet, here we are. Willow and Drew have somehow achieved the impossible. They've made me Team Carly. I'm counting down the moments until Carly tears into them because, honestly, they are the most unbearable couple I have ever seen. But what really baffles me is the writing. We watched Carly and Nina agree to team up. Then we saw Nina and Portia agree to the same thing. But has anyone actually done anything? Nope. The plot consistency? Also non-existent. Oh, and if Drew is somehow Shiloh, then where's the real Drew? When exactly did this alleged switch happen? I'm so over Willow clinging to Drew while still wearing her wedding rings from Michael. The optics? Not great. Speaking of cringeworthy situations, it looks like Nina might have to break the news to Willow that she slept with Drew. That might be the only way to get Willow out of his creepy Dawn of Day house. Yikes. Also, can someone please get Miss Lucy a man? Her behavior around Mr. Sidwell is borderline embarrassing at this point. Tracy already warned both Maxie and Lucy that their dealings with Sidwell were going to backfire, but here we are. Meanwhile, Willow's continued cluelessness in her relationship with Drew is exhausting. Given her history in a literal cult, you'd think she'd pick up on the fact that Drew is basically playing cult leader 2.0. Even Sasha pointed it out. Willow just swapped Dawn of Day for Dawn of Drew. Honestly, I'm hoping Carly steps in and gets Michael's kids out of Drew's house before it gets even weirder. As for the whole Sidwell situation, Laura and Jordan's plan to take him down might work, but it's definitely going to cost Laura her political standing. Meanwhile, Natalia confessed her connection to Sidwell to Sunny, and let's just say that didn't end well. He cut ties with her for good. And finally, Gio had a solid point. Emma really needs to stop judging Joss when she has zero clue what Joss has actually been through. Makes me wonder, is Joss spying on Emma and the professor? Because at this point, nothing would surprise me. Well, that's the end of Natalia and Sunny's friendship. I actually thought there was a chance they'd get together, but after today's episode, not a chance. Should Natalia have told Sunny sooner that Sidwell was her ex? Probably, but hey, where's the drama in that? Speaking of today's episode, before my power cut out mid-scene, thanks, Storm, I had a thought. When the ladies from Deception were talking with Sidwell, Lucy casually dropped Erica Kane's name. Now imagine if Susan Lucci actually showed up to confront Lucy for snatching the Zincite right out from under her. As a longtime fan of both Susan Lucci or Erica Kane and Lynn Herring or Lucy Co., I would pay good money to see that showdown. Meanwhile, Sidwell had big plans for his son. He wanted him to be a lawyer. Because, what's better than a father pushing his dreams onto his kid? So now the question is, just how far will Marco go to protect dear old dad? And finally, can we talk about Dante, Brooklyn, and this whole never-ending saga with baby Gio? It's been dragged out for so long, it's practically ancient history at this point. Repetitive much. I'm pretty sure Sunny wasn't in his right mind when he divorced Nina. That whole situation was just bizarre, and let's be real, Sunny refusing to forgive her? Hypocritical much? The man has done way worse and expects everyone else to just deal with it. At first, I thought maybe they were setting him up to reunite with Carly, but now she's got a new guy, and I have to say, I actually like them together. Meanwhile, Sunny just dropped Natalia the second he found out she was married to Sidwell. Not that I cared about them as a couple, but again, The hypocrisy. Sunny's always acting outraged, like, you lied to me. Meanwhile, he just got away with murdering an FBI agent and dragging Michael into his mess, forcing him to lie too. But sure, let's all act like honesty is suddenly his top priority. Honestly, I've never felt like Sunny and Eldo's Carly were a long-term thing. Maybe it's the actors, or maybe it's just that their dynamic is so different from SB's Carly and Sunny. Either way, every time they circle back to each other, it feels temporary, just a nostalgic nod to their history rather than a real, lasting relationship. And let's talk about Sunny marrying Nina. That was never in character for him. She knew exactly who he was, that he was alive and well, and instead of telling his family, she let them grieve just to be petty toward Carly. Sunny forgiving that kind of betrayal? Not a chance. Sunny is nothing if not vengeful. You do not mess with his family and walk away unscathed. Nina didn't just hurt him, she hurt all of them. If this were the Sunny we know, she wouldn't have been rewarded with a wedding ring. She would have paid for every second of their pain. Lulu is really taking after her father, in the worst possible way. Who else remembers Luke's infamous reaction to Nicholas? The sheer rage, the spite, the way he treated Laura, as if she had personally set out to destroy him just by keeping Nick's existence a secret. It wasn't just anger, it was this deep-seated belief that she had betrayed him, not out of survival or necessity, but just to hurt him. His possessiveness over Laura, his angel, his ideal of purity, was never more obvious than during that whole mess. Now, granted, the current situation isn't quite that dark, but wow, Lulu's attitude toward Dante's past with Brooklyn is hitting eerily similar notes. The way she talks to him about it, you'd think she owned him, his past, his present, his entire existence. Anything that even remotely challenges the idea of their perfect relationship is somehow Dante's fault, even if it happened before they ever met. It's like she expects him to be guilty for having a life before her. Honestly, it's kind of disturbing. And then there's her complete lack of sympathy for a teenage girl who made the impossible decision to carry a child to term, and then give that child up for adoption. You'd think Lulu's anger might be overshadowed by, oh, I don't know, the fact that Brooklyn made an incredibly difficult choice. Or maybe the fact that this all happened before Lulu even knew either of them and has absolutely nothing to do with her. Instead, she's acting like Dante fathered some secret love child behind her back. Seriously, imagine being this upset over a summer fling your ex-husband had when he was 16. Sure, feeling hurt or lied to is one thing, but the way she's lashing out? The dialogue they give her is so pointed, so nasty, it borders on delusional. This is the Luke Spencer side of her at its worst: mean, unforgiving, self-righteous, obsessive. And the weirdest part, I'm not even sure I dislike it. If this is intentional, it's actually fascinating, but it does make her incredibly unpleasant to watch. Now, to be fair, there's some context here. Lulu was honest about her own past mistake with Dylan Quartermain, while Dante straight up lied to her about this 14 years ago. Not to mention, Brooklyn was literally paid to break them up back in the day. That kind of baggage doesn't just disappear. Plus, let's not forget, Lulu has a head injury and has missed a huge chunk of her life. She's not exactly in the most rational headspace right now. That said, her constant need to provoke Brooklyn, the way she throws the past in her face every chance she gets, even when Brooklyn has been nothing but civil, it's giving obsessive jealousy, and it got so much worse after she found out about the summer camp hookup and the baby. It's like she genuinely believes Brooklyn is still after Dante, or that he secretly has lingering feelings for her. Meanwhile, Brooklyn is happily married and has absolutely zero interest in Dante. Lulu just needs to get over herself. Dante and Brooklyn are always going to have a close friendship, and her weird jealousy over it has always been exhausting. I just hope that when she finds out it's Gio, she manages to have a different approach because so far, she's been selfish, insensitive, and completely blinded by her hatred for Brooklyn. It's clouding her judgment, and honestly, it's not a good look. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.